Hi all, Ziv from Elementor here. Today we'll take a closer look at the powerful viewport settings for scrolling effects. I'll show you exactly how they work and give you some ideas on how to apply them so you can create cool motion effects like you see here. Let's dive in and see how it works. It's important to know that motion effects can be applied to background images in sections as well as on individual elements like this custom positioned image. Let's use it to check out how viewport settings work. Go to Advanced and under Motion Effects, switch Scrolling Effects to On. I'll start with the horizontal scroll effect. Press the pencil to enter its settings. I'll set the direction to right because I want the image to move to the right when users scroll down the page. The speed slider allows us to control the speed at which the image moves from left to right. I'll set it to 5. As you can see, it moved a bit to the left. I'll show you why in a bit. Now for the viewport settings. They allow us to determine when to begin the movement based on the viewport height, which is the visible size of the device screen. 0% is the bottom of the viewport, meaning that if we set it to start at 0%, the motion effect will start the moment the top of the image widget becomes visible on the bottom of the viewport. The image will be at its original position when the middle of the widget's height reaches 50% of the viewport. This is also why the image started a bit on the left outside the widget. The motion will stop when the bottom of the image widget reaches the top of the viewport. Cool. Now let's set the viewport values between 50 and 100. The image starts at its original position. Let's check it out. As you can see, the movement only starts after the middle of the widget's height reaches half the viewport's height. It stops when the bottom of the image widget reaches the top of the viewport. Cool. Now let's see how these settings work with some other effects. I'll press the reset button and check out the transparency option. We have 4 directions to choose from. I'll start with fade in. The level slider ranges from 1 to 10 and determines the amount of transparency our image starts with. Setting it to 1 won't add any transparency. I'll set it to 10 so you can clearly see how it works. The viewport values are the same as we saw before. I'll set the viewport values between 0 and 100. Let's check it out. As you can see, the transparency effect starts the moment the top of the image widget becomes visible on the bottom of the viewport. It starts off very transparent because I set it to 10. And it becomes less transparent the closer it gets to the top of the viewport. The transparency stops when the bottom of the image widget reaches the top of the viewport. Now it's back to its normal self. Cool. Now let's check out the fade out option. It does the exact opposite. It starts without any transparency, and the more we scroll, the more it fades out. Now for fade out in. Just like it sounds, it will make the image first fade out and then fade in again. I'll go ahead and set the viewport values between 40 and 60. Let's check it out. As you can see, between 0 and 40%, the image fades out and reaches its max transparency. In our case, it's 10, so it's totally disappeared. It will stay this way between 40 and 60%. And after 60, it starts fading in again, and stops when the bottom of the image widget reaches the top of the viewport, so it's back to its normal self again. Well, that's it. Now you know how to use the powerful viewport settings for scrolling effects. Go ahead and play around with them so you get the exact motion effect you're looking for. It's easy and really fun. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more tips and tutorials. See you later!